For the streets. Okay. Let me tell y'all something. When a motherfucker is for the streets, leave they ass to the streets. Let me adjust my light right quick. A little better. A little bit. I'm gonna leave it. But for the streets, okay. I can't make it up. Like, for real, I can't. Okay. When the ass is for the streets, let the streets have their ass. Okay? Let that ass that used to be your ass go to the streets. Like, for real. Let both of them cheeks bounce their way down the street. Like, let that be for the streets. Oh my goodness. Have y'all been hearing so many stories and so much about motherfuckers just being for the streets? Okay, it's like you could even just meet somebody and you don't even know they for the streets. I'm saying y'all, be celibate. Okay, be celibate. And keep some kind of celibacy. Okay? So many motherfuckers out here is for the streets. They all for the streets. Like, and it's like everybody be right on trend. It's like, how the fuck are you for the streets? You for the streets? Oh. You talking to this person? Oh. They got belly sweat? Oh. They got lit in the belly button? Oh. Oh. They smell like what? Oh. They always musty. Like, oh my goodness. If they ass is for the streets, leave they ass to the streets. Because here's the thing, okay? Here's the thing. Us older folks, okay? Leave being to the streets for the kids, okay? Leave it to all these little young bucks, alright? These little young tenders. Leave it all to them. Leave it all to them. And I'm talking literally anywhere between 18 and 25. Leave it to them. Leave the streets to them. Okay? Because it's going to be mostly them anyway. And you think your old ass. I don't care if you just pushing 30. Oh, Lord, if you're just pushing 40. Hell no, if you're just pushing 60. Over that, you halfway dead, motherfucker. What you still playing for? Like, leave the streets to the kids, okay? That's mostly who out here doing it anyway. College kids, like, kids that's leaving high school, and stuff like that. We know there's a couple, like pedophiles in high school to be messing with the motherfucking, elementary and the motherfucking middle school kids, But to me, like, kids can't really go that wrong in dating because they're figuring it out. I would say that, as long as they're not too far in age as teenagers, leave them kids alone. I would say 20 plus. Then you worry about you 20 years old and your boyfriend is 14. You 20 years old and your boyfriend is fucking 17 and a half. It's like, I'm sorry, I don't care. If that person is not literally 18 and plus, and you 20, you're a pedophile. Is what it is. If you're 20 years old and if they're at least not 18 at the youngest, any younger than 18 and you 20 years old, you're a fucking pedophile. And I know some of us been them kids before. Some of us been them motherfuckers before. Whether you knew or you didn't know. Some of us been them motherfuckers before. But, you know, like, shit's different these days. Like, there's a whole ass new generations coming up under us. Like, for real, y'all. Like, these generations unheard of. And it's like, I would say, like, yes, if you are as young as 18, you can have a boyfriend or girlfriend that's 20. Now, that's okay. I feel like if they 21, you know, like, that's old enough for everything. That's old enough for all the army. That's old enough for a pack of smokes. That's old enough for all the liquor. That's old enough for a house. You know, you can be 18 and have a house, but, like, you know, everything that's anything is going straight up in your name, and you get your own fucking insurance. You know, like, you got your own insurance. Like, you're at insurance age, okay? And yes, can you get your own insurance at 18? Yes, but it's certain insurance companies. At 21, you can get all of them. Okay? So, like, at that point, you have access. At 21, you have access to everything that nobody, not even your 20-year-old friend, got access to when they turn 21 in 2 months. They ain't even got access to that. So I feel like if you are 21, you should be dating people who are your age bracket. Okay, I'm talking like, if you're 21, honestly, I wouldn't even worry about dating if you were 21. Because, like I said, you have access to everything. So I wouldn't even really worry about dating. You know, I mean, like, I'd say at 21, you know, that's when you become liable, okay? That's when you become liable for 3 years plus or minus. I'm telling you straight up right now, if there's a person that you're trying to be with, and they more than 3 years younger than you, or more than 3 years older than you, you're gonna have to play extra catch-up time. Because you got 3 years more or 3 years less experience than the person that you date. And see, that's easy to, you know, like, that's easy, that the algorithm of your whole relationship will be so much easier. So much easier. Even if it was the 4-year mark. I'm telling you, that experience is going to start kicking in. And then you're going to realize just how set apart you and this person are in experience. You're going to realize that. Just how much set apart you and that person is in experience. So that's what I'm saying. Please believe me, y'all, when I say don't do no more. When you hit 21 and over, do not date a person, no matter what sex you're into. Do not date a person that is 3 years younger or 3 years old. Do not date a person younger than 3 years younger than you, or older than 3 years older than you. So either 3 years younger than your age or 3 years older than your age. It will work, and it will work like a dream. And you won't have to worry about, this person having a whole lot of, like, experience pulled over you, because you never know what somebody can do with all that extra experience. They can literally, with experience, you can make love look like hate. Literally, you can make it so easy for love to look like hate when a person is younger than 3 years younger than you, or the person that's more than 3 years older than you can easily manipulate you just off of having experience. Just off of having experience. They can easily do that. Years give them that. It give them that advantage. Whether you want to see it like that or not, years give them that advantage. But I'm telling you, when it comes back to going to when motherfuckers is for the street, or you gotta release a motherfucker back to the street, and when it comes down to that, let me tell y'all something. Please leave, like I said, please leave the streets to the kids, okay? And I'm talking about 25, 18 to 25. For the streets should not apply to anybody younger than that, okay? You're moving too damn fast. You're too darn managed. Go sit your ass down somewhere. Go read a book. Get ready for your future. But between 18 and 25, let them be for the streets, okay? Because most of the time, the streets going to be that age bracket any motherfucking way. If you literally, I'm saying, even if you 26 and you trying to go back to the streets ain't gonna see you the same. They gonna see you as an old motherfucker at that point. Sorry. After 25, you're an old motherfucker. And to be quite honest, them smart ass kids gonna be looking for ways to, like jerk you around because they already know that you come with experience. You 26. And regardless of whether it's, let's say that you're 26 and you're single or you're not single and you're being a piece of shit and you're, like doing shit behind your partner's back. And let's say that you try that age bracket, right? I'm gonna try with somebody 2 years younger than me. They gonna see you as old motherfucker, and they're not gonna take you seriously. They're not gonna take you seriously. But can it still work for y'all? Yes, but in the righteous way. Like if you didn't have that other person, or if they didn't have somebody else, then yes, it can work. But if not, trust me, they gonna make you feel some type of way about being an old motherfucker because they see you as an old motherfucker. Even somebody 24 and you 26, they gonna see you as an old motherfucker. They not the respect level is not gonna be the same because y'all are out of fucking generational brackets. That's why you're 26 and this person is like you're 24. I'm sorry, but that's going to be there's going to be a lot of work if you're not doing it the right way. Now, if they're 25 and you're 26, that's right up against the generational wall. So y'all definitely got wiggle room to merge generations and like make it cool. But they from a different generation at 24, and you're definitely from a generation at 26. So it's like y'all gonna have friction. It's up to you whether you make it work, but it's not gonna work unless you do it the right way. But that right there is that like that's 25 unless I would say 25 to about just hitting adolescence is the generation before you're 26 and over year old ass, and younger than that is the youngest generation. And the fucking so here's the thing, people. Okay, so like let's say like 26 to about what, probably 35, 26 to about 35. If y'all for the streets between that time, I hope you know that that's the ages where people are ready to settle down. Okay? So anybody younger than you is going to kind of, be like a little confused about you. Like, why you not married somewhere? Why you ain't got some kids somewhere? Like, okay, relationship didn't work out. Okay, what happened? What did you do? Why would I want to be with you? You're older than me, but like you got kids now? What? You got kids and you got a whole fucking relationship, that you in or not in. And it's like, what the, I mean, yeah, I might have kids too, but well, what the fuck you do? Because to be quite honest, that person who's younger than you, who got kids, who out of your generational gap, who out of your generational bracket, and on top of that, they less than 3 years younger than you, you know, good luck on that one. That's gonna take a hell of a lot more work than you think it ever would. It will, I promise you. But like people between like 26 and 35 is getting their careers set up. They're not scamming. They not doing no fuck shit no more that you used to do in high school. See, because up to 25, that shit worked. But at 25, you already kind of had an epiphany like, oh, fuck, where am I going in life? And so between 26 and 35, your ass can't be for the streets no more. The way that you is for the streets, like, here's the thing. The only way that that's going to work is with people around those ages, okay? If you're between 26 and 35, that means you got to find other old motherfuckers around your age who are also trying to be for the streets. But see, if motherfuckers is up here in this generational bracket and trying to go back here, like, good luck. Good luck, you're going to get tired of that young motherfucker. I promise you. These days, energy is everything. You're going to get tired as fuck of this motherfucker. It don't matter if they got more kids than you. You're going to get tired as hell of it. And so good luck making that work. It's going to take a lot more work than if you were with somebody in your own fucking generational bracket. And somebody that's at this point, when you're 26, you're going to want to date somebody 3 years older than you. Or like if you're 29, you're going to want to date down to 26. And that's as far as you should fucking go. But it's like when motherfuckers go back to the streets, oh Lord. Ooh wee. If you between 25 and 35 and you trying to go back to the streets, it's still gonna be hard. Because the kids is doing that. You supposed to be career driven, got you a family, got you some shit going type deal. Now if you trying to be for the streets, trust me, that's going to follow you into whatever relationship you get in. If you trying to be for the streets and you've been between this age and you find somebody else that got kids too like you in between this age bracket, I guarantee you that they was trying to be for the streets too with their old ass. So good luck trying to hold down this motherfucker. Maybe y'all both realize that y'all need to stop trying to be for the streets and be with each other. But I guarantee that if both of y'all was for the streets at one time, y'all know some other people who's for the streets too. And guess what? That street life, that old people street life, I wouldn't say old people, but I would just say you should have a career and settle with a family between 26 and 35. If you ain't got that, I promise you life will be so much harder. I promise you, because you're supposed to have something established between these ages. And if you trying to, like make shit from back here work over here and shit like that, it don't matter if it's a personality, you trying to be for the streets, you trying to do shit old, you still trying to keep the same old car and shit like that, it don't matter. By this bracket, you're going to want to have just about everything. Just about everything. That doesn't honestly include, that don't include people. I don't always include people. If you want new people, that's fine, but just understand that you're going to have to understand where you're at. Because that means if you're single in this age bracket, you have to find yourself all over again like you did when you was a kid. It's just now you got to do it as an adult. And you got to find your way all over again. And it's going to take you just as long as when you was a kid. Because time is fluid. So if it took you, like, let's say that it normally takes a child, I don't know, like all of their teen years to find themselves. That means that it's going to take you between 26 and 35 to find yourself. If you become single between this bracket. Even if you become, like single at, age like 31. You become single at that age. That means you got to find yourself for still that chunk of years. So 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. That's what, 9 years? No, that's 10. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Yeah, that's 10 years. So that means that it's going to take you, no matter what age you become single, you're going to be set at who you are and what you learn from this generational bracket for the next 10 years. You're going to be set at who you are for the next 10 years, no matter when you became single or, when you tried to start finding yourself, no matter what age, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, it don't matter what age you are in this bracket. Once you get on your own and just be by yourself, or if you just, change some shit up, whether you change for the better, change for the worse, it don't matter. You got 10 more years to figure out who you are. Like I said, that like the generation that's up under us is from about what, like, so yeah, so to like from like 15 to 25. That's the generation up under us. And then the generation up under that is from 14 down to newborn. So 26 to 35. Well, we're gonna focus right there. Okay. Now we done went over that part. Lord have mercy. So the next one you already know is gonna be from like about 35 to about, I'd say, 50. Now I know that's a lot bigger than what the other ones look like, but that's because you're getting older. So you're getting like more time because it's going to take you more time to fucking change. It is. Like back here is like kind of like 15 and 10-year increments, brackets and stuff like that. But like see, you need enough time. Like, the first, you get what? 15 from 0 to 14. Then you get 15 from 15 to, then you get 10 from 15 to 25. Then you get another 10 from, like, from 26 to 35. And then you get, I'd say, about 10 to 15, because it depends on what did you learn between 26 and 35. It depends on what you learn. If it's taking you a longer time to learn, then you've got to from 35 until 50. If it don't take you that much time to learn, then you got from about, and you've established yourself, you established the right where you needed to be at age 30. Once you get to age 35, you establish the right where you need to be, then you've got until 35 to 45, to make some other like small changes, that usually would add another 5 years to make it 50 for some people because they just can't get out of that fucking shit. So at fucking 35 to about 45. If you're affluent, you're established, or you're at least forward moving, and you're not afraid of new things and you're not afraid of forward mobility, then you'll get that 10-year mark and you'll keep getting 10 years after that to, like do whatever that you want new, whatever you want. But see, if you're taking longer time between like, 10, like fucking between 35 and between 50, and it's like, oh shit, you were supposed to, why you ain't got 45? No, you got the 50 because, yeah, I still ain't learned a lesson between 26 and 30, 35. Between 26 and 35. Yeah, I still ain't learned a lesson. So now you got a little extra 5 years added on to that to fucking learn something. And Lord have mercy, if you ain't learned something between 35 and 50, then like, after 50, you won't get no more chance to change. You won't. You'll be too fucking set anyways if you ain't learned all your lessons that you need to learn. And Lord have mercy if you trying to go back to the streets between 35 and 50 or 35 and 40, if you're going back to the streets, you best believe that the only people that's going back to the streets who might actually be, the only people that's going back to the streets at that age is other people your age. That means younger folks is not going to respect you the way how you always have wanted them to. You got too much damn like experience at that point. You got too much damn experience. You do. You got too much experience. Lord have mercy. If you go back to the streets, the only way how it's gonna work for you to go back to the streets is if you go back to the streets in your own fucking generational bracket. If you're trying to go back to the streets in a different generational bracket, you're gonna find all kinds of problems that you ain't even need. You know these problems over here when you between like 35 and 45 or 50. You know them fucking problems. You don't know young folks' problems. You don't know 26 to 35 problems. You don't. But your ass do know 35 to 50 problems. You know those problems. Or 35 to 45. You'll find out by the time you hit 45 or 50. Whichever one. That you was in that 10 or 15 year bracket. It's like you got your own issues right in there. And it's like if you go back to somebody, you ain't got the energy to deal with that young motherfucker, and you know you don't. The energy is everything. You ain't got no energy to deal with a young motherfucker. You only got energy to deal with somebody who is your age. Okay? You only got energy to deal with somebody who's around your age. And like I said, they still have to be 3 years less or 3 years older. That's the only way it's going to work. And if you want to do 3 years less, to be quite honest, the best time to do it is when you got 3 years less to go back in your generational bracket. If you're trying to go 3 years less in a different generational bracket, it's possible, but it's a lot more work than you would have wanted it to be. Trust me, it is. You know, even if y'all are happy, it still is going to be some shit that they can relate to that you can't. Or you can relate to and they can't. And it's going to take more time for them to gain that experience. And you're always going to be gaining more experience than they do no matter what. If you get with somebody else who's in a different generational bracket, you're always going to be gaining more experience, you know, if you cross generational bracket boundaries. You're always going to gain more experience. That's a given. You can't dumb yourself down to where they are because then your body gonna show it. You're gonna act up. Your kids might act up. They might help you show it. It don't matter. It don't matter. Just know that if you for the streets, please be in your own generational bracket. Because I promise you, if you for the streets, there's gonna be all kinds of motherfuckers coming your way. Don't get me wrong. It may not mean that you don't have options. That just means that you're gonna have way too many brackets coming at you. For one, that's already the brunt of it. And for two, you're gonna have people of all ages coming at you. So to be quite honest, the streets ain't where you want to be post-pandemic. You don't want to be in the streets. So if you for the streets, post-pandemic, Lord, good luck. Good luck, good luck, good luck, good luck. Because there's some new, just because they ain't talking about COVID, that don't mean it ain't some shit going on. And that do not mean that it ain't some shit going on. If it ain't the virus, it's the gas prices. If it's not the gas prices, we bombing somebody. If we ain't bombing somebody, it's, you know, fucking promises being made and then being taken back from, and then more truth being revealed about stuff. And it's like, look, good luck with all this energy that's around right now, including the universe that's coming upon the earth. Good luck. Good luck. But shoot, that's about it.